guys, welcome to my channel again. I'm Stasia Bliss. We talk about life force energy here, how to manage it, how to be fully in your body and alive, the most vibrant, the most healthy. Today I want to give you a practice to help center your energy. It's called Circle of Life. You can do this with like a bunch of rocks, or I like to use rocks, stones, crystals, rocks from outside, maybe trinkets of things. I like to use different kinds of things, like I have some shells in here, even have this necklace that I have worn in the past, bracelet is here, some different pieces that I found. And this practice is, you're going to create a circle around yourself, and then you can step outside of it and keep creating a circle inside of a circle. And the point of this is to honor everything in your journey, right? So honoring every part of the journey as you lay the stones. Okay? Okay, so I've created my circle of life. I'm just going to bless it. Sorry, you guys can see the tripod legs here. So each item representing something in your life, something that you've gone through. So each of these, you know, some of them are more difficult, darker parts of the journey. Some are connected specifically to certain people. Some are just similar filler sort of energy, right? I actually have a lot of crystals here that I mined in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So there's a lot of that journey, and there's some various beaches that I visited, and some of these crystals go back a long way. People that I've known. I made this one. So, I mean, they can be this meaningful to you, objects that you have in your house, or you can just get different rocks outside so that you can connect with the different parts, or you can just be thinking like, this stone is this, and this stone is that, and even just using different rocks that may be just laying around, they can, you know, be representative. Okay, so have you built your circle of life? If you haven't, maybe pause the video and build it. And I'll wait. I like to stand like around it. If it's big enough, you can stand in it. The one I made was quite small, but I've made them in my backyards before, a more permanent structure, or you can just take a bag of rocks and create it. So I showed you the image. I want to read what it says. This is where I got the idea of the Native Spirit Oracle deck that I use sometimes in readings by Denise Lynn. And the meaning is beautiful. It says, the meaning of the circle of life is that all things are possible. Reminds you to stand in your center and be open. Just feel that rippling out. Then I'll tell you my story of Mount Shasta. The four winds are bringing your dreams to fruition. Let's go, baby. Embrace and accept where you are in the great circle of life. Bounty and abundance are flowing to you. If you've had relationship or financial challenges, things are about to change, because this does put a pulse of energy into your area. It says, Native Spirit wants you to know the circle of life, also called the medicine wheel in Native American tradition, symbolizes a cosmology that honors all the circles of life. Those in Western cultures tend to see life as linear. However, those in indigenous cultures see all of life as a circle. When this card chooses you, or when you've chosen this video, it's a great time to cherish and honor all aspects of the great circle, right? All parts of the journey have their grace and their beauty. There's beauty in the rising sun and in the setting sun as well. To only revel in the rising sun depletes your energy. So it's important to honor the polarities. And again, this is revisiting shadow work. This is how our life force energy actually begins to be channeled up the spine. I feel like I'm talking over the side of me. I kind of was. So to honor all parts of the journey. So this circle of life thing that you're creating is about feeling yourself, honoring it. It's just like a mini ritual that can help to balance your polarities. So it's an outward practice to balance the life force within, because within and without are connected, right? So it says, choose what is, and you become master of your universe. So whether you're inside your circle, if you didn't get a chance to make it, or if you're watching this video again, just to get the essence of it, you can also visualize, although placing physical stones is really powerful. I do really like ritual, especially for the mind, for helping us to move from one place to another. The tantric path is full of little rituals because they're like rites of passage for the brain, where the brain will recognize a rite of passage ceremony, because it's like you go to a wedding, okay? You know these two people, let's say, as single, and you go to a wedding and you participate in all the ritual there, and now forward, you don't think of them as single anymore. Like, they're married, like you were there, you participated in the rite of passage, therefore your brain got rewired to them now being a couple. This chair always grabs my hair. So when you do external ritual, you are saying to your brain, this is what is happening now. This is the movement in the physical world that allows me to make that mental change. Because we can learn a lot of things up here, but we have to make them physical. So this is about embodiment of your life force energy. And I'm going to start shrinking that down more and more, because Kundalini is just the force of your life. It's just life. So we're learning to live life at another level of being, right? And part of that is recognizing through languaging, through action, through, you can go on this channel and find a lot of activities like postures or mudras or mantras, and these are tools for transformation. They're tools for the mind to move from one part of reality to another. You know, if you go to yoga nidras in the meditation and you utilize that, that is a subconscious mind ritual. It helps your body go back into the subconscious mind. It helps you dig in there and pull out unneeded material to, like, basically discard. It's like emptying suitcases of the mind, is how one Swami described it to me. But truly, so you go through this ritual, there's actually 8 steps to Yoga Nidra, and each one is taking you deeper and deeper in and then bringing you back out. So all ceremony, all ritual have these marker points where they're introducing you, they're taking you into a deeper state where you're communing in Yoga Nidra with the subconscious mind. But in the case of all ritual, that's true, because you're going in and you're rewiring the program, how it's going to act coming out. So the circle of life is a rewriting, it's a remapping of your brain to recognize and honor all the parts. And you might even want to find things that represent some of the hard times too, and put them in there with some of your favorite crystals or whatever. So you have, you know, an external representation of what you're saying yes to, what you're honoring as the circle and the cycles of life, and that that they are all beautiful. That's the key. The key is to be able to look at all the pieces in your circle of life and see the overall beauty of the pattern that's there. And that it took each one of those pieces to make this beautiful design. Same like it took everything that you've been through, everything you're going through right now to get to this point with yourself. It took all of those things and all of those experiences, and so they all contain beauty and validity in your journey, in your circle of life. It brought this pattern of you, this glorious expression of you right now, who gets to now go forward as that pattern and, you know, make what you want of it. You know, some people take their stories from their past and they write a book about it. Some people take their stories from their past and create some beautiful song, or they, you know, make a memorial or a statue, or you know, anything. Like, people are constantly drawing from traumas and injuries to create foundations, to create cures, to put money towards certain things, to create entire businesses due to a trauma or something in the past. So as we channel this circle of life energy in, and we put our past before us in the present moment in stones, we are drawing upon all those moments. And some kind of magic happens, because that's how the organization of life force currents goes. And you start to see yourself as a creator being when you do these simple things, and you see the power of transformation they have on your mind and your life. So yeah, I laid out the stones this morning. That was the first part of this video. This is this evening. Some of you might notice the light is different, but maybe you don't know what part of the yard I'm in, but the impact of just doing that today on my consciousness has been profoundly organizing. I had a profound presence and stillness with myself, even though I had a lot of things going on, and I was able to maintain a very even, keeled, emotional field. And some of you might think, because I do this, that I'm totally even all the time, but no, I have my moments, and I luckily have lots of practices to bring me into center. But today it was this practice of the circle of life. And yeah, I've done it before in the past, and I love it. Like I said, I've had it in yards, and I've done it at the beach, and maybe you have too unconsciously, but it does some very powerful things. So I'm excited for you to work with it. Maybe you're working with it right now. And maybe you can play with it in a different way. I'm going to end with my Mount Shasta story, since I did mention this. And if you haven't heard this, you probably haven't heard this, because I don't know if I've told this part of the story. This is part of a much longer Mount Shasta story that contains the white wolf element. So I'll just have to leave that for another time. I'm just going to tell a brief slice of that story. That is, after we were led to this campground, my friend and I, and I'm going to leave the preface out too, but those of you who know the reputation of Mount Shasta, I was expecting a lot. And I'd read some things that had me expecting a lot from nature and the unseen realms. And nature delivered, the unseen realms definitely delivered on that trip. But one particular moment was that we had found this clearing to set our tent up and make fire, and my friend started walking up the hill and started calling me that I needed to come check it out. And so as I'm walking up this little hill with trees on it too, I start to feel this pulse, like this wave moving from whatever was on top of the hill, like this energetic wave. And as I got closer and closer, I realized I was stepping through successive rings on that hillside, and each one was amplifying that energy even more, until I got to the middle of a giant stone circle atop this hill on Mount Shasta. And I'm going to leave the story at that. You'll have to come back and listen to me more to hear the rest of it. It's quite a good tale. anyway, circle of life. That's what I'm leaving you with today. You are part of the circle of life. Your life is a beautiful circle of all the events that make up the pattern of you, and it's all worthy and it's all to be honored. I appreciate you being here with me. It's an honor to serve you in this way. I hope you found something of use to you in this time we've had together. Take what that treasure is for you, leave the rest. If you like it enough to like, that's awesome. The thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video if you feel someone else could use the Circle of Life practice or anything that I have on this channel. Okay, I appreciate you again for being here. I love you so much, and namaste.